Welcome into the Heavy Haulin podcast. We're going to kick this off right. I'm going to be your co-host, Luke Davie. I am an owner of a transportation company and a freight brokerage company, New Gen Transportation and New Gen Shipping, as well as you guys have seen us on the Heavy Haulin episodes on YouTube and our Heavy Haulin TikTok. I want to introduce you to our co-host, Dusty Davie.
I'm Dusty Davie. Been trucking my whole life. I'm diesel tech by trade, and a lot of you guys seen me on a little show called Shipping Wars, and we have a special guest today, that my buddy from TV show days, Jarrett Joyce.
Hey guys,
How's it going, man?
good to talk to you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun this weekend.
Yeah, I know we
So-
did. We did. You got to learn some new things, new terms, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and talking into this mic's new for me too. So
First podcast for all
yeah,
of us.
we'll see how it goes.
So not only is it my first one, we're going to host this first one as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man, doing great so far.
So we're going to dive right in here, and we're going to be talking a lot about Shipping Wars today and kind of how that all played out, because that's how we got to meet you. I mean, ultimately, with everything going on with Dusty, growing up with him and then getting involved with the show, we got to know you throughout the years. And so, yeah, just tell us a little bit about how you got casted for the show.
Well, it's kind of a crazy story, but I had gotten laid off during the kind of downturn in the economy in 08, 09, and I just bought a house and I started shipping on UShip. It just happened to be like I was doing that. I mean, I literally had not been on UShip, but maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I was just shipping boats up and down the East Coast, and the show happened to contact me. I mean,
Really?
they
Just out of random?
They called me out of the blue. Like, they were just looking for, I think they had most of the cast already, and they just needed one more person that didn't really know what they were doing, and
Yeah.
I kind of fit that bill, because, I mean, I literally had done it for, like, at most a month. I mean, it's hard to remember that time.
So you're really brand new at transportation at this rate.
Yeah, for sure. I knew it, like, I grew up shipping Christmas trees and pulling boats and stuff, but, like, pretty much that was it. So I'm like, well, I'll jump in and try this. I need to make a little bit of money, and then the show called me. So,
Yeah. Are there ratings on there? Do they rate any of the shippers or anything? I'm just kind of curious, what caused them to pick you? I mean, you're a great guy and everything, and
I have no idea how they, like,
they just totally out of the blue.
like, they never told me, like, what about me, like, stood out. Like,
That's awesome.
I mean, really. So I had to go through. I wish I still had this video. My computer crashed and it really broke my heart. But, like, they sent me a flip cam, and they were like, if you're interested in this, like, we're gonna send you a flip cam, and, like, can you just put whatever you want on it, and we'll, like, and send it to us. And
That's what was funny, because they sent me a flip cam too.
oh, did they really?
Yeah, they sent me a flip cam, and they're like, well, have someone just follow you around for a day and just send us back by this time frame. And I just let mine sit, and I'm like, I'm not doing that, and I just being a dick about it. And finally, I'm like, you know what, this is all right. And then they called me, like, it was like 2 days after it was supposed to come back, and they're like, just put something on it, just put something on it. I'm like, I don't care. And and mine was just a day of moving beams, and everything was going wrong, like, and I'm like, holy shit.
Well, that was perfect. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
It's not perfect for you. I mean, you're supposed to be uncomfortable. That makes better TV.
It was like -5 out. Engines are backfiring, the little pony motors, and everything was going to shit.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Yeah.
But it makes good TV, right?
So did you have to do the sizzle reel and all that stuff with that? I mean, they sent you a flip cam, so
So I literally had never done anything like this. Like, I'm kind of shy, and that's not what I do. But they sent it to me and just told me to send them something back. And the funny part about that was I am also not very technology savvy. And so when I opened it up, it recorded, and it would only do it like 5 seconds at a time. And so I thought that you charged it through the USB port on a computer, because, like, I didn't see anywhere you could put any batteries or anything in it. So I did like 10 short videos, and I'm like, hey. And finally my roommate came home, who was, like, much younger than me, and he's like, dude, those things take batteries. And so anyway, he opened it up. We put batteries in it, and it would finally record a lot. And I was like, I could delete all that, but that's kind of how my life goes. And so I just left that in there and then filmed. I really had a crappy shipment. I can't even remember what I was doing, but it was something up to like the Jersey coast. And I just set it on my dash of my van the whole time, like just talking to the camera and
What you're doing.
what I'm
here.
doing.
So you had the van before the show.
Yeah, well, but I bought the van on the day that I bought the van was the day that somebody reached out from Shipping Wars to like call me. Like I had been shipping boats with a Forerunner, like probably not legal, probably nobody when I showed up with a Forerunner were probably like, "What's this guy doing?" But they let me do it. And anyway, I was like, "Well, I can make a little bit more money if I get a van." And the day I bought the van was the day that somebody reached out and was like, "Were you interested in being on the show?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really, but I'm kind of broke, so I'll try."
That sounds like fate to me.
It really was kind of. I mean, it was a crazy 4 years. Took me way outside of my comfort zone, but you know, I enjoyed it.
And I still don't understand how you did 4 years where I was ready to murder somebody after a year, you know? And it's like, oh my.
Wait, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we got our Jamie in the background, kind of moderating us and help us flow with this first podcast. Very experienced producer, James Racinas, so he's really helped us out through this whole process of things. So
when they called you and they were talking to you about the show, were they honest and upfront with you on how they were going to portray you in the show? Because they told me they're like, we're going to portray you as like the biggest dick in the world. I'm like, okay, cool, you know.
I mean, I don't know if they were like honest and upfront, but I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure they figured out I would figure out where my role was is the day I showed up when I saw who the other shippers were. So, I mean, I was smart enough, I guess, to assume what I was going to be on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was willing to play that character. So,
Well, you know, the cash, the checks were always good. So
yeah, well, they got good.
So, who were the original shippers in the show?
The original were me, Mark, Jen, Roy, and then a couple named Scott and Susie. And that was the first season. And I really feel like none of it, like, we were talking about that earlier today, but probably half of the things I shipped for the first season never made the air just because it just wasn't good enough for TV or wasn't done correctly. So the entire first year was a learning process for everybody, and I probably lost quite a bit of money, honestly, in that first season.
Really, you lost money.
Yeah, I mean, because they weren't like you didn't get any guarantees for anything. It was. I'm not gonna say I lost money, but I didn't make very much.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid my bills, and I also had a job at home that I found that I was doing when I was not doing the show.
Yeah.
So I was having to go home and work that, and then go do the show, and then come back. So, but that actually was a great decision too, because it was a little courier business, and I hired a guy to do it when I was gone, and that turned into like 8 years of work for me. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that happened.
So what was up with season 1? What kind of stuff did you haul? All that stuff. I know you've done quite a. Oh, how is season 1 different than the seasons going forward? I mean, you guys are kind of getting your bearings and figuring things out.
Season 1 was really, I mean, there was not much structure to it. I mean, especially the first few episodes. I mean, they kind of took off and they were like, we are going to follow you and see what happens. And there wasn't this is what we'd like to see happen or anything like that. It was just like, we're just going to follow you and film you. And honestly, I think in the beginning, the show had almost a completely different storyline. I don't even think it was called Shipping Wars when I started.
Really?
With it. You know, I'm not positive about that. It's been a long time, but
I heard that too because I was told by people that were in production from the get-go that they had an original name for it, and then it went to Shipping Wars.
And so I think what it originally started out was going to be kind of like we're just going to follow these shippers around and see what they do, and it'll just kind of be like a slice of Americana, and they'll follow us around, and I don't know, more like I'm actually not sure. I can't really comment on that, but what it ended up turning into ended up doing well, so I'm pretty thankful for that.
You know, I know when they brought me on, everything was structured where the loads were already pre-chosen for us, and we didn't have to find anything. But how'd that differ versus season 1? Like, did you have to go find stuff yourself, or did they already have it picked out?
Season 1 was you definitely collaborated with them. They would send you things and be like, do you think you can do this, or do you think it's possible? Or you would also send them things you found. And it's hard to remember back that far, but by the end of season 1, they sort of had it structured out where they were finding more of the loads and making it make more sense. I mean, it definitely the first 5 runs I did were kind of crazy, and a lot of them did not make the air. But after that, it obviously got more polished, and they figured out how to make it make more sense.
Yeah. Did you like Shipping Wars? I mean, did you like filming it, the whole process, all that stuff?
Yes. Yes and no. I mean, in the beginning, like I said, I'm kind of shy, and I was so incredibly anxious the first time they ever showed up to my door. I mean, it's just out of my element of something to do, but I'm very thankful that it took me outside of my element and took me to a place that I probably would have never gone before, I mean, so that part I'm very thankful for, is that I got to do that. But I mean, it was so much fun the first couple of years we did it, and then it sort of became more of a job towards the end.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's just, I never really wanted a real job. So, it wasn't as fun towards the end, but it was still cool to be on TV and, to be filmed.
No, yeah, certainly. So, like, previous to Dusty even getting on, I mean, we were fans of the show being in that transportation world. I mean,
how much did y'all cuss me? You're like, what the fuck is that guy doing?
Well, the funny thing about it was when they brought me on, when they were bringing me on, they wouldn't tell me what the show was. They just said, well, it's a show, and they were just casting people. They wouldn't tell you.
Oh, really? They didn't?
No, they kept it completely in the dark from us. And in my interview, when I had a Skype with the head casting agent, he's like, yeah, it's going to be this and that. And he asked me, he goes, what's the biggest problem in the trucking world right now? And I said, it's this freaking U-ship mentality. And for verbatim, I said, just because you can ship it doesn't mean you should ship it. And I was like just attacking the show, like this is some of the most half-baked, stupid stuff in the world. And I was just going off on it and that. And so when they called me a week later and they say, hey, we finally got approval, I can tell you what the show is. I go, okay, what's that? He goes, Shipping Wars. I'm like, well, they ain't picking me. And then they're like, no.
Then they picked you.
Yeah, the producers thought, boy, everything you said is legitimate. It's legitimate complaints and that. So they thought it was funny. And that I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't have went that way. But okay, that's cool, But, one of the major questions I always get asked is how was Roy? And since I never met the guy, I know you knew him for years before he passed.
I did. And I'm not going to lie, Roy was kind of an intimidating personality, but he was also one of those people that I feel like this is a canned answer because I've said it so much, but it's true, is everybody knows a guy like this that is abrasive and pushes everybody around and whatever. And we all just sort of are we know what he is. But if you don't know him, he is very abrasive and whatever, but he ended up being a nice guy. And if you sat down and you talked to him, he wasn't I wouldn't say relatable, but you could have a conversation with him, a real conversation. He wasn't always an asshole. So it just, he lived off of Dr. Peppers and cigarettes, and and that was it was hard to watch. He didn't take very good care of himself, but he was a lot of fun to watch.
Well, but he's kind of the figure of that old school truck drivers that taught me and Dusty how to drive growing up.
Yeah, grew up around a lot of them.
He said how it was. Of course, none of them had the best eating habits and nutrition in the world either. But
you got it all right.
Smoked 10 packs a day, all that stuff. So he just kind of emulates that, that old school trucker mentality, and just said it how it was. Didn't care who he was talking to.
And I think that appealed to a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
I really think that he was a giant part of why the show gained initial success, because I mean, it was fun to watch him. I mean, because you never know what was going to happen, and he was going to tell people what he wanted them to hear.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I got to ask you, what was your favorite Roy story?
oh, favorite Roy story, huh? It's been so long. I mean, I did a shipment with him. That was not fun, to be honest with you, because I mean, when he was on camera, he also knew what he was supposed to be. So like, we had to trade off this bar. I think it's been a while, but in the middle, like I shipped it halfway, and then he shipped it the other half. And so like, when he was on camera, he was on, and he was Roy, and he was going to be what he knew he needed to be. And so it was very hard to be around him. And then like, after we got done filming that day, he was like, I wasn't too hard on you, was I? and so like that was, I mean, I guess that's kind of my favorite story, and kind of tells you what he was like. I mean, he knew what role
Yeah.
he needed to fill, and he knew what he needed to do for the show, and he did it. And so then it was just kind of cool that evening. We all went out and ate and had some drinks, and he was just like, "You're all right with what I did, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah, you got to know Roy a little bit more than what you see on TV.
Yeah,
That's
and,
awesome.
and that was cool. I mean, he was abrasive. I mean, he wasn't somebody I'd choose to go have drinks with, but if you did, it wasn't that bad. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, tell me a little bit about the bidding process. I mean, you're looking at
I know
this, and
Dusty does. Neither one of us want to talk about this.
oh
my
man.
God.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it, and you're seeing you bid in with your van and hotshot trailer, and then Mark's on there bidding with his Kenworth and RGN trailer, and I've been asked several times from people that know that I'm related to Dusty. Is the bidding reel? It's the bidding reel, and I never said much. I didn't honestly know Dusty kept a lot of that when he was running for the show. He didn't tell us any of that stuff. So I guess now that everything's kind of over and stuff with Shippng Wars, what was the bidding process like exactly? I mean, was it real?
Well, I mean, it's like you can go to the website UShip. I mean, I don't even know. I haven't been there in years, but you could at the time. You could go to UShip, and you could obviously see that the bidding did not work like it was shown on TV. I mean, like it's not like I was telling a trade secret to be like, go to UShip. It's not how it works. But it added to the show. I mean, we both have talked about this. I mean, it was not a fun process to
Oh man.
to film these days and come out there, and there are a lot of canned lines and what they want you to see. And it's like, I mean, like, in what world would I ever bid against Dusty or Mark or or anybody else, honestly? Like, I mean, I had a van and a 20-foot flatbed trailer. Like, we are not in the same category. But
Yeah.
Well, when every time we'd go do bidding and strategy, and that's what obviously we called it, Lucas, was bidding and strategy, and you could tell at the end, like, all of us, I don't care who was on the show, we were all so done did over it, because what most people don't understand is it's less than 2 minutes of the show, but it took us over 2 hours to film.
oh, it was so miserable.
And some of the lines were so cheesy. Ha ha, take that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Oh,
in
my,
a normal bidding world in transportation, I might know who the figures are, who my competition is. Like, okay, this is this big a load. These are the only companies capable of hauling this kind of load. But you're not gonna be like, yep, take that, Samco, and
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, it's obviously not how it works, but I mean, it made TV that lasted for as long as it did. So.
Well, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but I know I never probably told you this, but in that whole first season, I used to hide a plunger in all my shots. On my runs.
You had a plunger as an Easter egg?
Yeah, I was hiding a plunger, and like, if you go back and watch Cow School, you can see me walk past my pickup, and it's sitting right on top of the toolbox.
is that kind of the start of the plunger? Was the Cow School episode, or where'd you start that?
No, it started after where I came up with the plunger. Is the camera guy bought this plunger at Ace Hardware because he needed the handle to put a GoPro on. Well, at the end of Fire Globe, they were going to throw it away. I said, whoa, hold on. Don't throw that away. Well, why? What are you going to do with it? I said, I got an idea. Watch this. So I started hiding it and everything. And you remember those questions that they made us answer for the internet. Where do you like to drive? What's your
Oh
retirement
man,
plan?
I almost forgot about that.
And if you go back and watch those internet clips, you'll see it over my top right shoulder. You'll see a wooden handle sitting there, and that's what it was the plunger. And I kept hiding it was because I wanted to see how much I could just sneak through editing. Like, are they going to catch this? And then a lot of times,
why didn't I think about something like this?
and a lot of times you would see it in my back seat or some other places like that, is because I was just out just to jack with people.
Did anybody ever catch on to that? Like,
That I was told to stop after the first season.
Oh, so somebody did see that.
They're
you were
like,
doing
okay, we are taking and wasting so much time trying to find this damn plunger in every shot. Stop doing it.
that. Well, now I'm going to go back and I've got to watch it to see if I can find the plunger.
yeah, that's pretty fun. What about you, Jared? Did you do anything like that?
No, I was not that cool. I didn't think that far ahead. I'm like, I just want to get through this. And no, I enjoyed interacting with the people. And that part was fun. Honestly, the crew, it was fun to be with the crew and do what we did. And I enjoyed it a lot for that. I'm just a kid on a cross-country vacation,
Yeah.
filming a show. How lucky can you get?
Well, that's the only thing that made the show bearable in my mind was hanging out with the crew members.
Yeah,
and that.
the shipments were crazy and crap sometimes. But
my biggest issue is always the artists and that, because for some reason, by the time they always would set me up with some of the stuff, and it's like, this person's certifiably insane. Like, what are we doing?
Well, but they make good TV.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. They make good TV because
nobody
you're
would
thinking
want to
about it.
watch us doing what we did all the time, every day. But,
No. But see, that was the other problem that I had with the show is because I'm used to just jumping in a truck running 600-700 miles in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta stop. We gotta film from this angle. We gotta do this. So get out of the vehicle 3 times because you gotta get out, get back in, get out, get back in because we gotta catch it from every angle. And
Yeah, no, that sucked. But I did want to say one thing though. I just said that nobody wants to see what we do every day, but a lot of people would probably love to see what y'all actually do every day. What we just got done filming, because y'all stuff is crazy. It is just an everyday occurrence for you to ship things that would be a massive production on that show if they would have showed it.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the tough part is it's everyday life for me and Dusty, and it's just nothing but headaches, pain. We're solving problems. That's what any business does, and so we're just constantly doing this, and we're just like, how can this be entertaining? But once we started doing TikToks and stuff like that, that's kind of where we got some traction, and then we started getting a fan base. They actually liked watching it. Our show's Heavy Haulin. You can find it on YouTube and TikTok. We brought my friend Hadley into the scene. He had a very successful company, E4 Mafia, and he had a lot of success. And I thought TikTok was stupid. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then I'm starting to see what he's doing, and he's actually starting to make some money on the thing. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, I'm running a business. Show me how to do this. And he's like, dude, if I could do this for my full-time job, I would. And that's what he did, man. He quit and came on board and helped us out with videoing, editing, posting. Helping me. I still ask him a lot of questions today, understanding the algorithm of this kind of stuff. Because especially where you have a big platform like A&E, it comes to a whole different world now with YouTube and TikTok. You really got to push this stuff, and
it's definitely something I have no idea about. And people like Hadley, it's crazy. If you figure out those kind of things, you're gonna do well. And it's a lot of the part of I am enjoying doing this. The first podcast ever, and
yeah, no,
it's
Well, see, that's the other thing. I don't think the show would have worked today just on, cable. And I don't think it saw the success, like it saw back then. I think you have to do everything either for TikTok or YouTube basis because that's what people are watching these days.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. They would have gone a completely different route nowadays, I think. It just...
Well, see, when they tried to relaunch the show back during COVID and that, I think that's why it failed.
They didn't bring us back.
Well, yeah, and there's a question. Did they ever reach out to you?
They did, but they reached out to me twice, and I was like, my wife and I talked about it, and we had decided yeah, I'll do it if they come back with a decent offer. And then all of a sudden I never heard from them, and they remade it with a different cast, and then I bet you can't really find that anywhere anymore because what made the show was the cast we had.
Yeah. Well, they liked. I get it. They had to bring some new cast in and stuff, but they really liked the originals. Just like we're talking today. I mean, they really like seeing you on our stuff, and they like commenting, "Hey, how's Jarrett doing? What's he up to these days?" And I think you were a big part of that, and you were a big part of the success of that show. I mean, yeah, there was others.
It wasn't intentional. It was accidental.
Well, and the amazing thing is the the show has been not from us. We stopped filming over 10 years ago, and I still get messages on Facebook to this day.
Oh no, I do too. I was actually just looking this up earlier before we got on here, but the last post that I made about the show made me realize that it has been over for 11 years.
11 years,
And
yeah.
it's crazy, and it's still being broadcast. I mean, I still get friend requests from odd countries when it comes on in that country. So like it's crazy.
I went to high school, and I had a friend who was a German foreign exchange student named Malta, and when the show was on, he was in Sweden, and he was sending me pictures. He goes, "Here I am traveling through Sweden. Who do I see on TV? I see you. What's going on?
It's crazy how far the show went.
Yeah.
Were you surprised on the success of the show though? Like, I know season 1 was kind of chaotic and stuff, and you probably didn't know how far this is going to go. But once you got deeper into it, I mean, the show was widely successful. There's no doubt about it.
It was, and I mean, like one of the craziest things that happened about the show is when the show started, and I don't think anybody predicted this. Like we're all watching, the premiere night of the show, and when we get the ratings back or whatever, it was like one of the biggest openings for a reality TV show ever.
Yeah.
At that point, and we were all like, "How?" But I mean, honestly, it was amazing. Like, I mean, we were all really excited, and like, honestly, A&E flew us all up to New York and met with us all, and like, we felt like rock stars. Honestly, that first season. 2 weeks later, Duck Dynasty came out. I never heard from I honest to God, never heard from them again. Like it was like, I mean, because they opened up to like 5 times our numbers or something, and it was just like, oh, this show is hanging around, and like I kind of felt like that's what happened, and then it kept getting better and better produced, and we hung around for a very long time and did some cool things for like, I never thought we would get to the level that we were at, and we did.
Well, I got to be a little honest with you. When I was in high school, I thought I was the biggest stud ever. Yeah, my brother's on reality TV, and they made a big deal about it. I mean, he made the Plattsmouth newspaper and everything else.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I know you guys got to 100 episodes, but yeah, I was. My friends were talking about it, and they'd always, "What's Dusty doing? How's Dusty doing?" and stuff. And I was like, I played cool a little bit here and there, and I'd be like, I don't know what that idiot's doing. I don't care, but secretly deep down, I thought it was pretty cool. My brother was on reality TV.
I mean, people love that stuff. Honestly, like my mom and my dad were my biggest fans, which was a little bit embarrassing. But like the most embarrassing thing, I think I ended up showing James this one time in Winston-Salem, is my dad. Like the city, he was mad that the city was not more excited that I was on reality TV. He thought they should be, and so he ended up going and buying a billboard and putting it.
No
like,
way.
My dad bought a billboard. It was really embarrassing,
Oh
to
my
be
God.
honest with you. And he put it up, and he was like, "Go watch Jarrett on Shipping Wars."
Oh my God, James! If you can find that on anywhere, we gotta post
It's got to be on the internet.
Yeah, we gotta find that.
I'm actually pretty upset because when they took this up, when they finally took the sign down, it was like a big vinyl sign. Like, it was huge. I mean, it took up a lot of space in my barn. And, like, I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it went. I was like, because, it's one of those things that, like, you're like, I'm going to keep this forever. And then you move twice, and you're like, this thing weighs 500 pounds. Like, what am I going to do with it? And
Yeah,
so,
I'm not moving this no more.
so I don't have it anymore, and it's kind of sad. But it was amazing. I can probably find it somewhere,
Well,
or
the
a picture of it.
But the amazing thing is he when I was on the show and I was out traveling in public, people would come up and start talking to me and want to take a picture and that. You were always the most asked about. Like,
Is he that dumb?
no, they didn't ask about that. Just you were such a fan favorite though.
It's funny. I mean, I never intended
People just
to be.
loved you.
I don't. I just do what I do, man. I don't know how it happens, but I think I'm just okay with whatever happens. Like, I mean, internally, I'm screaming like, I cannot believe I'm on camera doing this. but externally, I'm like, I can make it through this today, so I don't know. I guess maybe that's relatable.
I'd be like in Walmart, just buying groceries and that. Somebody'd come up to me, like I'd have a friend with me, and they'd be like, "Hey, aren't you that guy off Shipping Wars?" I'd always jack with them, look at my friend, and go, "Dude, who the holy hell is this guy? Like, what? Oh man, I'm so sorry. Nah, dude, I'm fucking with you. No, it's me. It's like just starting to jack with people and that.
Well, I do that. It depends on my mood. I mean, it's not as much anymore that you get recognized, but like if I saw them, you could tell when they were looking at you like they're about to say something, and I'm like, I'm trying to decide what mood I'm in. Do I really want to talk about this, or do I just want to be like, no, I just look like that guy?
Yeah, that wasn't me, man. Sorry. I just saw you jumping out of that van. Nah, that wasn't me, man.
Yeah.
So when you went to truck stops and stuff, I mean, you got recognized, didn't you? At some point, some people had to see your van, the trailer, or the bus and the trailer coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then what was that? They'd come up talk to you, or do they leave you alone? I mean, what they?
It depends, and I think it would I knew if I stopped at a truck stop, people were gonna be, and like nobody was ever mean to me in person.
Yeah,
but a lot of
certainly.
truckers did not like me, especially in the beginning. They're like, you're making the industry look bad and blah blah blah.
And this
I'm
is
like,
through comments or messages. to
most
you?
of that was messages.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, like, this is a show, right? I mean,
Yeah.
TV's not real, man. It's okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make $1 to be on a TV show, so it is. I mean, it was very awkward, and it's honestly still awkward. I mean, I've literally in the last couple months, I've gotten hate messages of people sending me like, "Why'd you make the trucking industry look so bad?" And I'm
Oh,
like,
it ain't
"Oh
you,
my
dude.
God."
I'm telling you that right now. It ain't you.
No, there's a lot going on in the industry right now.
There's problems that happen in the industry every day, no doubt about it. They're frustrating, whether you get popped at a weigh station, you blow a tire, you break down. But there's a lot of problems that are just, I don't know how the best way. People make it hard on themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, common sense isn't so common anymore.
Well, we've talked a lot about me though, but I mean, you guys are doing, an awesome business here and doing what you do, and it's very impressive to see. I mean, y'all keep your stuff legit, and you are doing some really hard stuff.
I appreciate that. I mean, we grew up in the business, so we don't know anything different. But it was funny because we started getting like on our parents' trucking company, which we were born and raised in. It was funny. People would comment on the business. They review the business 1 star or something like that, and it was like, Dusty's a goon on Shipping Wars, and
Dude, it's TV. TV's
It's
not
like-
real. It's like, my God.
it's like you're trying to 1 star our business because you don't like what Dusty's doing on
I know,
Shipping
it's like
Wars,
this.
and there's 20 other drivers. Oh, actually, at that time, I think we had about 86 drivers on the road. I mean,
And so your business got a 1 star because of the show.
Dusty's a
That's-
goon, and I knew that in person, so I knew that. I didn't have to go out and look at a review to know that he was a goon. But
Well, the thing is so you go and send it to Google, like, dude, this doesn't apply. Like, you gotta take this off. This is stupid.
it's still on there. Like, it's still.
Yeah, they won't take it down.
I looked the other day. It's still on there. It has nothing to do with how the business was conducted. You were just advertising the business. You weren't even doing it with any of the customers of ours.
Yeah, I've never hauled anything for you. Like, okay, so you saw me say something on TV and get in someone's butt. Who cares? Like, I don't understand this, and the funny thing was when I came on, the comparisons, everyone kept trying to always compare me to Roy, and I'm like, I don't know this guy. Like, why are you comparing me to him? Like, I know it sounds bad, but I don't care. Like,
No, and it's kind of what made your character great. Is like, you just were who you were, and Roy, y'all weren't even in the same category. I mean, like what you drove and what you did daily was way above what he did. But I mean, I can't, Roy was hard to replace, but
Well, it's kind of
I-
like it's
I-
just kind of like
I
that
feel like
wife.
I don't know. I'm not going to go back and do
Well,
any
well,
if shoulda wouldas, but
no,
like,
But I think it's like that wife that just lost her husband or something, and then later on the line, later down on the line, goes and gets a new boyfriend and stuff like that, and it tries to, replace that happiness. At some level, there's that feeling of are you trying to replace someone, and
Yeah.
that certainly wasn't the case. I mean, the show has to go on. But I think Roy brought a lot of talent. He made that show what it was too.
Yeah.
But it goes back to kind of like what I was saying about me and Dusty. We were raised by old school truckers, so we have a lot of that same mentality. It's just we have that young face, and I think that was.
And honestly, I mean, we just did a fun episode together today, guys.
Yeah.
And like most people doing that are going like, if you do that long enough, I mean, it's stressful, and you gotta be business, and you gotta mean business, and you gotta show people you mean business, and that's the way you get it done.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're busy every single day, and so it we were so shorthanded because everybody's out doing something. So it really helped that you just happened to stroll through Omaha and call Dusty and stuff. Yeah, when he first told me, I had no idea. I mean, I didn't even know Dusty had friends when he said he had a friend coming. So
That's mean.
But you know, and so yeah, I'm really
that's just
grateful.
that brotherly love.
I'm just grateful you're able to. Yeah, I'll come down and help you. Awesome, dude. Like just awesome.
That
And
was
I'm
all-
eternally grateful, man.
Very
you know,
fortunate.
and but you know, but going back to Shipping Wars, you know, by the time the show found me and picked me up, I'd already had a CDL for over 7 years.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, I was 26, so yeah, 8 years. So I had a CDL already for 8 years by the time I got on that show, and I'm and just out moving cranes daily and doing big stuff. And they picked me up and they're like, "Yeah, we want you to drive a pickup." And I go, "Huh? Yeah, we want you to drive this pickup." I go, "Well, whatever, you know."
yeah, I was asking you that today. I was like, how often do you actually use your pickup to do any of your business?
Never,
Yeah.
never.
I
I'd
mean,
come back, jump in my Pete, hook up to a lowboy, and I'd be
Yeah.
off.
you know, you're not gonna make enough money with the truck, especially compared to what you can do.
Well, Lucas had heard me say this. I don't think you ever heard me say it, but I always looked at the show. You know, yeah, it was a job, but man, this is vacation. Like, you know, like this is easy, and I'm out here like trying to figure out how to, you know, shove a square peg through a round hole. How am I getting that crane out of there? Like, this is a neighborhood. You can't make that turn. There's tall curves on both sides. It's too long. You know, here I am trying to figure all this stuff out daily, and they're like, "Oh, hey, go pull this 40-foot trailer with this 1-ton pickup." All right, whatever, that's cool, you know, and just go load something up and just go flying down the road, you know?
Yeah. I mean, was that how like your show Heavy Haulin came about? Like y'all were just thinking about, hey, this is what we do for a living, and
So, like, obviously, that whole turn in the market from going from television to TikTok, YouTube, how much traction that the YouTube and TikTok was getting. I just started advertising my business, NewGen, and just talking about what I was doing there. You know, because originally, I mean, I was an owner operator, started driving and everything else, and then I thought, well, I'll buy another truck, I'll hire a driver. I'll buy another truck, hire a driver. And I was just thinking when I was driving, you know, I was traveling all over the country, and I was like, man, I cannot wait to get out of this truck. I can't wait to be in dispatch, doing my own thing. I go get lunch where I want, and it's the exact opposite. I liked, like, looking back now, I liked being out there on my own, just doing my own thing. And the only problems I had was problems that I encountered on my own. And now that I own my own business, I'm dealing with, you know, HR's problems, sales problems, you know, insurance problems, every other thing, breakdown. This driver's broke down. Well, this driver's broke down. This other driver, he's stuck at a weigh station right now waiting on a permit. And so we just started capturing that, trying to advertise the business, because I thought it would get easier. It certainly hasn't, but no, we started doing that. And then Dusty, he got a lot of, he wanted to get involved finally.
Well, Lucas always wanted me to get involved since I was on TV, and I'm like, nah. Because after the show, anytime anyone ever pulled a camera out, you just see me turn around and walk away. Like, nope. I
feel that.
I'm
for
behind.
sure.
That's behind me in that. And then finally, you know, in life, and Lucas is doing this. He's like, man, you need to do this. You need to do this, and with me in that. And I said, and he just kept wearing on me about it. And I go, you know, that was a different part of my life. I'm over that. And finally, I'm like, you know what? Fine. You want to do this? I go, you really want to do this? We're going to do it right. And so then I called my buddy James Barcenas up, you know, and he was between shows at the time because, you know, he ran Fast and Loud for like 7 years, and then he did Tex-Mex Motors for both seasons, you know, and he's such an accomplished producer that I told my little brother, I said, do you want me to do this? I said, we're going to do it the right way then. and I go,
You don't have to talk so nice about him just because he's sitting right here.
I'll be honest, if
No, I agree with you
if
about
it wasn't for
everything.
him, I wouldn't do this again, And so he came up and saw us last year, introduced him to my little brother Lucas here, and I said, here's what it is. James started talking, says, yeah, you got something here, and we can make something out of this, and he flew up for a day, and I showed him around town and showed him all the big projects we were doing, and just more or less drove him around. I said, see that crane? I moved that there. I put that there. I did this. We put that bridge up. We hauled all the beams for it, And we just, I just spent a day with him. Introduced him to my little brother, and Lucas is like, holy crap, this guy, my God, he's got knowledge, And so then we started finally filming, and that's when I started doing TikToks and putting stuff up. And that's when people started recognizing, well, hey, you're from Shipping Wars. And then so that's when I started answering questions about it and that, and being truthful.
Might
with
as well
people.
use a little bit of fame we had to create something.
Well,
from
Oh,
our
it's
own.
created a lot of momentum. I mean, immediately people were, is that Dusty from Shipping Wars? And he got a lot of traction. I mean, his videos were doing better than mine. And I was like, Jesus, man, I can't see what people see that's so great about you. I mean, he's my brother, but
and what I used to say back when the show was on the air was everyone's like, oh, you're famous. I go, nah, dude, I'm like a Z-list celebrity here. I go, the dog from Air Bud's more famous than me. Like,
Well, the dog from Air Bud is pretty damn famous, but
but I go, this isn't nothing. I go, dude, I was just on reality TV. This just, I went out, played a jackass, didn't care, but traveled the countryside like usual, and just, but whatever. We're gonna make this happen and that, So, and then now we're up to the point of we got 3 episodes out on YouTube. We got
Which
another
is amazing.
like what we got another 6 ready to go. We
Yep.
just got to finish editing them.
yep.
And that's another thing because we don't
Well,
have
that's the longest part about this.
we don't
mission.
have an editing bay like the production company did.
Yeah,
And,
no.
and now that I see the back end of everything that goes into it, my God, there is so much work, and that goes into it, and you just don't realize it when you're doing it. Oh, it's all right. You get a few clips, smash them together, and man, this is gonna work out great. And then you're like, holy crap!
it is impressive what it takes to make what happened
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what you guys are doing now. I mean,
Well, we're taking like 60 hours of footage and just trying to smash it down, and condense it down to like 20 minutes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
it's
such a
unbelievable.
pain in the butt.
So we filmed one episode with you today. Have you seen any of the others that we've got it out previous to you coming?
I have. I mean, I skimmed them. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I really don't consume much media that way anymore. But
Yeah.
like through this, I am learning that using TikTok and YouTube is probably beneficial for me. I mean, just like it is for you. So I am going to watch more, especially like because now I may or may not be involved in an episode. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we say that on here?
Yeah, certainly.
So,
Well, I was gonna
but
say you were around something completely different today in that you've never been around a trailer that size before in your life.
I have not. And,
So- So take away from what we did.
Before you jump on there, just like for those that don't know, just so everybody knows, we filmed an episode of Heavy Haulin with Jarrett today.
Yeah, for those that you that don't know, we filmed an episode with Jared today, so that was a lot of fun. So Jared, just not what you saw today, but what you saw previous to that. I mean, what did you like? Did you think it was? I mean, we get mixed reviews all the time. I mean,
I did like it. I mean, but to be honest, like, I mean, I hardly ever watch anything on YouTube. And so, like, it caught my attention. Like, it was fun to watch. Like, I would like to watch more of it. And it's certainly a great tool to advertise your business and what you're doing. And then also maybe turn it into something even bigger
Yeah.
than what it is now. And I
Well-
mean, like, I think that's awesome.
Well, the one thing about it is what's nice about it is nothing staged or made up like Shipping Wars.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it's real.
The
real
show
stuff.
beats
I
on
mean,
Shipping Wars was like just
Yeah, I mean,
drove me up a wall.
I know, and just like what we did today, like I mean, it's incredible to me that it is like commonplace for you to do something that and move something that big that you just you did it every day. You're like, we're just gonna go do this today, and I'm like, it's just still insane to me that
Yeah.
like that is what you do every day.
Well, some of the positive things about this heavy hauling show that we've been doing is so we're trying to. There's a lot of the stuff that we go out to, and I'm helping the guys out. Like we're moving concrete plants out of Chicago and Cincinnati and stuff, and they don't need an escort technically. I mean, I'm glad I'm out there because there's been a lot of stuff that has happened and a lot of stuff that I've probably kept from happening by able to keep traffic off our loads and stuff. But not only that, we get done at the end of the day, and I take the guys out to dinner. Unless I got to jolt off to another city or something. But I take the guys out to dinner, and it's a great bonding event. I mean, they see the bosses coming out of the office. We're trucking with them. I get to know some of their everyday problems and fix that, combat that. And I form a relationship with my drivers. With not a lot of, I don't know, I hate to say it in this day and age, but it's sad. A lot of guys are just hiring pulses for the seat. They don't even know their drivers.
No, we talked about this last night, and I'm very. There are not many businesses that operate as well and as kindly as you are doing it right now, and so I mean that was very impressive to me.
Yeah, well, kind of like I said, it goes back to just how me and Dusty were raised in a trucking company. I mean, these guys weren't. Oh, that's the drivers and stuff. That wasn't us. That's Jim and that's Dave, and we all knew them, and they're family to us. I mean, we had drivers that they didn't have a home per se. They lived here now, and they didn't have anybody to go to for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we were able to provide that family to them. I mean, we had truck drivers at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just even going out to a family dinner on a Friday night, there's at least one or two drivers that would tag along that were here in the yard.
Oh yeah, you got to see. That's the number one problem that a lot of people don't realize is you got to take care of your people.
I know. Well, that's a common problem everywhere now.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are doing. You're doing great
because we understand the plight and the daily issues of the working man because we've done it ourselves, and you got to sit there and try to take care of your guys to try to keep them happy.
Well,
take care of the
too,
issues. Well, yeah, because people aren't going to go and put it in a suggestion box. They're just going to internalize the hatred. They're going to get mad, and then they're just going to quit. And then you're out a good driver.
Good point.
And you can't do that. You got to listen to them. Like
I wouldn't work for many people. I would work for you guys.
I appreciate it. Well, we can get you an application when we're done.
I mean, it's a little far away.
they'll be an okay commute. They'll be all right.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Come on now, you're a driver.
I'm not going to fly with you anymore.
No, come on. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I'll be honest.
For the guys that don't know, I took Jarrett up today in the plane and flew him around a little bit.
My wife was not happy about it, but it was worth it and a lot of fun.
So, would you go back to Shipping Wars if they called you today?
Oh, that's
Not to change the subject there. Just
no. That was like I was having fun, and then you're like, oh, I got to think of something real hard. I mean, it would be a negotiation for sure. I mean, I am all about doing whatever's the best for me at the time, and so I mean, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes. I mean, I would have to see what happens.
So
I want nothing but A runs. I want nothing but A runs.
Taking it back to the reality TV part, I mean, you were a celebrity. Let's just be honest here. I mean,
it's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
No, but I mean, you're on TV. You're well known. There's hundreds of thousands of people that know you. You don't know them, but they know you just from watching the show and stuff. Talk about the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, did you have an agent, an attorney? How'd that stuff work?
I tried, to be honest with you, to do everything as smart as I could. I mean, that was not portrayed that way, but behind the scenes, I tried to find agents and lawyers that wanted to represent reality TV, and I honestly came up empty.
Yeah.
When they sent me contracts, I sent it to my lawyer that was a friend of the family and had him look over it and make sure at least everything was legit. And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know how much I should talk about it, but when I did my first run, they forgot to get me to sign my contract before I ever did it. And so when I got back, my first run was over a month, nothing guaranteed, didn't pay for anything. I slept in my van the entire time. And I got back with probably a $4,000 or $5,000 credit card bill of gas, just fuel, and paying for the trip because I mean, like I said, I was not in a great financial situation when the show started, and they called me to do another one, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna do this, and they were like, well, you signed your contract. I'm like, you don't have a signed contract for me, and so we fought over this for a little bit, and I mean, I kind of got it. I feel like structured in a better, like just me being kind of honestly procrastinator and not signing my contract got me maybe a little bit better deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, like a lot of things got smoothed out, and like I didn't leave the house without at least getting paid to go do it. You know, I mean, like it's crazy to say, hey, leave North Carolina and go to Omaha, and we're gonna pick up a shipment there, and like you're gonna make the money off of that. Like, no, you're gonna pay me to get there.
Yeah.
Like at
They
least.
buy you hotel rooms and all that stuff.
Well, not until season 2. I literally slept in my van the entire first season. So, like, I probably could have argued for a little bit better. But, I mean, to be honest with you, at however old I was, it was a giant adventure. And, like, I drove across the country and slept in my van. It was kind of fun.
Well, you know, when I came on and they were negotiating with me, and I told them, I said, well, that's all fine and dandy. I go, but I'm not doing it for this, and I'm not doing it for that. Well, it's whatever. Then they were trying to do that, like, well, when we get the load off you, you know, you can go find a reload. I go, I'm not doing that, you know, and I go, no, you're gonna pay me a guaranteed mileage fee. If I'm loaded for you, it's gonna be X, and if I'm empty, it's gonna be Y. And so I said, if I'm driving around, you guys are eating it. You know, I'm not here to fund and bankroll your TV show.
I was not smart enough to think about all that before I ever went out on my first run. But you guys were already in the business and like knew. You're like, I'm not gonna go empty anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well, we can get you a reload. I'm not wasting my time.
yeah,
Because what's that relay going to pay me? I said, I need to go home. I got real stuff to haul that actually pays real money.
Well, you're not running a trucking company at that rate. You're being paid as I hate to say an actor, but you know, you are.
I
but
want
you
the best
are.
of both
I mean,
worlds.
to be honest.
I want the best
Yeah,
of both worlds
yeah,
here.
I mean,
Hold on, you know?
but
This
you're
show
getting-
about trucking. No, you're going to pay
You're
me like
getting
a
paid
trucker.
for the content. You're not getting paid for the load.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that was the other thing. What and Jared will agree with me on this one. The what the show showed the load paying, complete fabrication.
Oh yeah, no, it
Complete
was never-
fabrication.
Never correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, you. Why would you do that? Well, because like when you brought in somebody else to help you in that. Oh, so they didn't win the load, but they're going to come help you for less. Like that makes zero sense to me. Like why would they? How could
Yeah,
anyone
but it
ever
also
believe
shows
that?
you that most people don't know what things cost. But like that was I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Stop right there.
Yeah. Well, I guess one last question though. I mean, what was your relationship with the production company? Did you feel appreciated by them at the end of the day?
Overall, no, for sure.
Wow.
And you know, in the beginning, I didn't know any better, and I mean, it was crazy and it was fun, and like, you know, I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna own a private jet next year. You know, you don't know, like you have no idea, but then once I started researching and seeing what kind of lawyers and what kind of agents will represent reality, and they're like, yeah, it's not really worth our time. Like, I'm like, oh wait, we're not gonna make that kind of money, and so then just realizing later, like, it's funny. The longer we went, kind of the worse they treated us, and
They treated me like crap from
and
day
I'm like,
one. It's
but-
okay.
but we're making money, right? Like, I don't know. It just like I honestly was kind of happy to see it end.
Well, and I'm not going to go into too much details about this one. It got so disrespectful out of people in the office that weren't even supposed to be talking to me, and they're calling me up, and this guy was just so disrespectful. And at 6:30 at night, I'd been on a bridge project all day, moving these 140-foot girders through Kansas City, and I'm mad because they got this new field producer. And I prefer working with James during those days because everything was just, it was quick, it was painless.
He makes it easy. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, just
he
seeing him
made
in
it so
heavy
much
hauling.
easier. And he didn't want to overshoot everything. He knew what it needed to be. And it was like, bam, 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 done. So this guy gets involved, said, nope, not giving you James. I'm going to give you this new guy, and I'm not going to name names. And finally, I call this guy. I said, I said, I don't know why you're getting involved. We already had this figured out, and yet you're doing this. And then he started being disrespectful to me on the phone. And I lost my just ever-living mind on that guy. And, I'll be honest, a few choice words were said back and forth. And one thing led to another. And I told him next time I was in Austin, I was coming down there. I'm going to find him. And me and him are going to discuss the way he disrespected me. And it's going to probably lead to him being in the hospital. And he immediately gets up, starts running through the office, because I hear this from the other people in the office. He says, you're threatening to kill him. I go, I never said that. Like, what the heck? I said, I'm going to beat your ass, and he's just like flipping out. Well, it leads to the company's owner calling me and apologizing to me. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're apologizing to me? I'm like, this guy was just a dick to me. Like, okay, and I'm like, and I'm not saying I was 100% in the clear either. Like, I was in the wrong too. Like, we were both, there was nobody in the right on that whole deal.
But I feel like kind of the point is, though, that like I don't feel like we should have ever felt like we were put in situations where we were that upset about making them a lot of money. But
I was, and I don't know if I ever told you, I was going to quit after the first season.
I mean,
I
understandable,
because I make more money doing what I do now.
Sure.
And I went into I went in to green screen at the end. I was gonna quit because I was so mad. I'm like, this is stupid. I hate this way we're all getting treated. I don't like this. I don't like the way this is. And what made me stay was I was actually reading comments on Facebook, what people were saying. And the thing is, when they bring you onto the show, they tell you don't read comments because they're going to be harsh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm learning that now here.
And
the good, the bad, the ugly.
And so I'm sitting there at green screen laughing, just scrolling through this, just laughing. And the show writer, Christmas, he's like, what are you laughing about? And I go, these comments, Dusty, we told you not to read that stuff. I go, dude, I was coming in here to quit today. I go, this stuff's hilarious. I go, this is the only thing that's going to keep me doing the show is you're telling me twice a week I get to reach out of the TV and just flick people in the forehead to piss them off. I go, yeah, okay, I can suffer through this. This is great.
So the hate in the comments kept you alive?
Hate keeps me warm at night.
So this is just from the outside looking in, but I mean, you guys kind of seem like the cash cow. You seem like these new people to reality TV, and they saw an opportunity to take advantage of you.
I mean, I look at it that way now for sure. I didn't know any better then.
Yeah, certainly.
But looking back and knowing
and they knew
what
that
I know
too.
now,
It seems like they knew that, and they wanted to use that as leverage. I mean,
but I honestly kind of think that's kind of how the world works, and why I love your business. Why your business model is something that I really like.
I do appreciate that, and I mean that goes with owner operators too that pull for us on the brokerage side and stuff. I want to treat them fairly. I mean, they know I got to make some money. And I'm very transparent with rates and everything else. And as long as they know that they can trust in you and you're not out to screw them like some of these big brokerages are these days, you gain that trust and that reliability. And they're constantly pulling for me now. And I don't like going out to the load boards and getting new guys because that's hit and miss. Sometimes you get some good guys. And hell, I had to call the sheriff on a guy the other day.
That guy.
Oh, God, that was a nightmare. So,
a quick tutorial for people out there. Don't try to hold railroad equipment hostage, especially on railroad property. They take that very very serious.
This story, but we might have to talk about it over beers tonight because that sounds interesting.
I don't know if interesting is the right word for that.
But
we definitely hire you guys like you, Jared.
Well, I mean, if I lived close by, I would definitely drive for you.
So, guys, I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm glad we had Jarrett here and Dusty. Thanks. You've been an amazing co-host.
A lot of fun.
Talking about Shipping Wars. And I've learned so much. I thought I knew a lot about the show, but I'm learning so much as it is. So we're going to have to get you on for a part 2 because we're not done talking
I'll be
yet.
back.
We're done for right now, but we're not totally done.
It was accidental this time, but maybe for real next time.
Exactly, where we can plan some more time out, and we can also shoot another Heavy Hauling episode on YouTube there. So, but no, I'm glad you got the Heavy Haul shirt. The Heavy Hauling shirt.
No,
that
I
looks
appreciate
good.
it.
Yeah, we're just starting to get a couple new ones out. We got like the DOT Hunter. We got It's Time to Move some oversize. We got Talk Shit Haul Freight, because that's what all truck drivers do. And yeah, we're getting some others on there.
We got a few more in development that are going to be amazing.
In
Well, cool.
development.
Like, where can you find this?
So if you go on, it's actually on my company website right now. We're trying to get some more money in so we can get a heavy hauling website. But right now I'm just posting it on my business website, newgenshipping.com. You know, it's NEWGN shipping.com. So you can order it. I don't have, so you order it and it goes right to a company. They print the shirt and mail it right to you. So
Sweet.
So it's been a pretty good partnership there with that. But Jared, thanks again. Today was fun. I'm glad you
it was
could
a lot of
swing
fun.
by, see what we do here in beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. We're gonna have to get out to North Carolina on our
come
next
on.
one of our big runs we got coming out there. We're gonna have to get you involved in that as well.
But guys, like, share, subscribe, follow. This podcast will be available wherever you get your podcasts from. And guys, also don't forget to follow I Am Jarrett on TikTok.
Yeah, I am
And
Jarrett
heavy
Joyce.
hauling.
Yeah.
And heavy
Oh,
hauling.
my apologies. I am Jarrett Joyce
So we're
I am Jarrett Joyce.
on
I'm
TikTok.
Jarrett
No, I am Jarrett Joyce.
Jarrett Joyce.
And heavy hauling.
No, but follow him on TikTok. It's I am Jarrett Joyce. Hopefully he's going to be posting some more, tell you about his experience here and what he's got coming up in his own personal life.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank
Thanks.
y'all.